Hey Fittle, welcome to your total body workout with me, Chloe. We have got a nice little session for you today. Block 1 is going to consist of 6 exercises. We're going to do them for 30 seconds and then you get 30 seconds of recovery time between each exercise. I'm going to demo them as I go. But just so you know, I've got tan weights here. Feel free to just use the handles of the dumbbells as well, if that is more appropriate for you. Throughout each exercise, I'm going to try to give you a little regression as an option. The first one, we are going to start with goblet squats. You can go with or without the weight, holding it goblet squat style, and feet are going to be shoulder width apart. We drop down into the squat, and then you squeeze back up. So we think about that chair behind us, pushing back and down with those hips, and then drive up through the force of those glute muscles. Just 30 seconds, team. Feel free to do this without the weight, as I said, or you can hold on to your choice of dumbbell. One more rep here. Drive up and release. Well done. Alrighty, pop that dumbbell down. The next exercise we will be doing are mountain climbers. So you've got the option to do the full progression, which is that higher impact version, or you can do a nice slow little knee drive in and kind of remove that impact out of the exercise. Good job, guys. You've got 5 seconds. Get ready, hands underneath your shoulders. Take those feet back. And we go into our climbers. 30 seconds here. Now team, try to look down at your mat. Try to avoid looking at your feet, because you see what happens with my hips, they go upwards. We want to keep them nice and flat. So take that eye line down between your hands here. You've got about 10 more seconds. Good. Well done. Remember that regression if you want it. Little knee drives in and stepping back. There we go, guys. That is your 30 seconds complete there. Our next exercise is going to be reverse lunges. You can do this with or without your weights. I'm going to go with, and we're holding them suitcase style, so either sides of the body. We take a nice step back, and that back knee drops down to the floor, and then you push off of that back foot to come back up to standing. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, Fittle. Back into those reverse lunges here. We're trying to keep those shoulders over the hips. Try not to slouch forward in that body. Keep it nice and upright. Those without the weights, if you want your hands on your hips, or you can have a gentle little hand onto the front thigh as you lower into your lunge. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Well done. Dumbbells down again. Head down to the mat with me for this one. These are flutter kicks. Now they're quite an intense abdominal exercise. I want you to think about your back staying nice and neutral on the mat. So there's no large arching into the lumbar spine. You bring your legs to tabletop. Now first option is to take them here. A nice little bent leg at 90. That's your 30 seconds, guys. So starting off here. If you would like a little more, your flutter kick can take a straighter leg. And for those looking for a little more, you can make them smaller and faster. That's it, team. Well done. 10 seconds remaining here, so 3 options with this exercise. Something for everyone. We're going in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Bring the knees in and roll yourselves all the way up. We're going for an RDL this time. Both of our dumbbells, either sides of the body. You're going to scrape those dumbbells down your legs. As you do that, you push the hips backwards. You find that nice little hinge position. Notice I'm not trying to hit the floor, just going as low as my hamstrings will allow. And then I'm driving up through the hips. We're going in 2 and in 1. 30 seconds here, team. Nice and low to the shin. Squeeze and drive up through the glutes. Think about your big and little toe pushing into the ground with this one. So you've got a nice equal amount of weight on either side of the foot. And a soft bend into those knees. Don't do this one with straight legs. A little bend, it's gonna aid that hinging of the hips. One more rep. And bring it up, good, that's 30 seconds. And your last exercise of the 6 is going to be a low plank hold. So we make a little 11 shape with our forearms. You push the shoulder blades away from each other and you tuck the toes and find a plank. Option to regress, make it slightly easier. Knees down, but you keep the hips down with you. Lovely, guys. We are going in 3, 2, and 1. Full plank or half plank, totally up to you. Everyone transfer the weight a little further forward over your hands than you think you want to be. Squeeze your glutes, pull up your quad muscles. It's a full body exercise, this one. Really engage those abdominals and push away from the floor. Remember that option to pop the knees down is there if you need to. You're holding in 3, in 2, and in 1. Lovely, guys. Bring everything down. Well done. That is 1 round complete. We're doing it another 2 times. You have a nice 30 seconds here to breathe and get yourself ready to go again. So we started with those goblet squats. We didn't do it with the weight, but you think you probably could. Let's grab a hold of the weight this time. And then if those doing it with the weight, we'll drop down a little lower. Let's go, 30 seconds on that clock. All the way down, squeeze up. Chest nice and lifted with your squats. Let's try not to collapse. Through the upper body. Keep it nice and proud and shining to the front of the room. A little more weight into the heels, and that'll help you to push those hips back and down. Good, team. 5 more seconds, a couple more reps. All the way down, nice and controlled. Squeeze up, there we go. Pop that weight down. We are heading to our mat for our mountain climbers. If you need water at any point, please feel free to pause the workout if that's necessary to take some water. Otherwise, just keep heading on with me. Hands down onto the floor. We've got that full plank, high impact or low impact version of these. So low impact or straight into our high impact. Let's go, 30 seconds on that clock. Nice long back of the neck, abdominals engaged. Think about that plank position we just did. It's very similar. We've got the straighter arm this time. But I want your head down to your heel to be exactly the same. A lovely straight line. Good, 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. There we go. That's complete. We're going into our reverse lunges. So if you were doing it without the weights, there was that option for those that might have needed it for a gentle little hand on that front thigh to just aid you to lift up out of the lunge. You might not need it, but for those, that option is there. Holding these dumbbells to the side, roll your shoulders back and down. We're heading into those lunges in 3, 2, and 1. Back and down. Good. If you're having a little trouble with the balance during your reverse lunges, you want to activate that core, but also think about taking that leg slightly wider, back and out. You've got a bit wider of a base, a little easier to control the stability of the movement. Last one, and lift. Well done. We're heading into those flutter kicks. So remember those 3 options. We've got bent leg toe taps. We've got a little slower and a longer kick, or the most intense, those little flutter kicks down there. Good. Have a little rest for 10 seconds. Think about that pelvic alignment. Find neutral. Squeeze the abdominals in. Hands to a low V. And then you go into your option of choice. Lovely. Think about the belly button pushing down. When you're doing abdominals, you don't want it to bulge upwards. And we're avoiding this arch that can happen here. So neutral with the pelvis and abdominals engaged so we can keep that nice straight spine. Last 5 here. 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees in and come all the way up. We have got those RDLs, so that nice hinge pattern working into our hamstrings. I'll come side on once more for this one. So we thought about that little push back of the hips and a nice soft bend into the knees. Keep that soft bend. Good, a couple more moments to breathe. Grab a hold of your dumbbells when you're ready, team. 3, 2, and 1. Draw those dumbbells down your legs. Squeeze up. Lovely, the chest comes down as the hips push back. It's all one motion. Working those two things together. You get a nice stretch into your hamstrings, and then you squeeze up to contract them at the end of the movement. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. We're heading into our low plank hold. And then that is your second round all completed, guys. So well done. Have a breather. You get 30 seconds after this to grab some water. 15 more to recover here, and then we're going into our low plank. Let's have a think about that neutral pelvis this time as well. So walk those knees back. If you're doing it on your knees, try not to have your palms sticking up towards the ceiling. Let's go, 30 seconds. Squeeze it down. Tuck your toes, find that full plank if you're looking for it. Lift the belly button away from your mat, and do find that little tuck of the pelvis. So if you've not got any arching into the back there, tuck it underneath you and hold it nice and still. Get used to breathing as you hold your abdominal contraction. So squeezing the abdominals, breathing in and out with the rib cage. Lovely, knees down. Well done, team. 30 more seconds to recover. If you need a little stretch out, if you want to push back into a little child's pose here and have a moment just to breathe in this position. Inhaling, and you can let the ribs expand out to the sides. And exhale to release. Lovely. Let's come all the way up. 30 seconds on that clock. Last little section of our goblet squats. Squeeze and lift. Good. If you can, up that pace a little bit. On your third and final round, go for it. Let's get that heart lifting a little more. Down and lift. Yes, 10 seconds. Well done, team. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. We come down to the floor for our mountain climbers. Goblet squats all done. Forget about that one. On our way down, think about that plank we just spoke about. Tucking the pelvis underneath us, squeezing the glutes and the abdominals. So instead of finding that arch, it's a nice neutral spine, and then you're in your full plank. Give it a couple more moments before you set yourselves up. We're gonna go in 3, in 2, and 1. Into those climbers. Remember that option here of the low impact if it's needed. Otherwise, that full progression of the climber. Good, pressing down into that mat. Pushing the floor away from you. You've got another 10 seconds. Well done, Fittle, keep going. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, jump on up. Good, take your time to come up and down from the floor as well, team. Let's grab a hold of those dumbbells. We've got our reverse lunges. Just remember that nice width of the legs in the lunge and those shoulders over the hips. Chest nice and open to the front of your room. 5 seconds, and we've got our last set here. 3, 2, and 1. All the way down and lift back up. Working those quads and those glutes the lower half of the body, but keeping that upper half nice and activated too, with those squeeze into the shoulder blades to keep the dumbbells nice and still. 3, 2, and 1. There we go, team, pop them down. We're heading back to the floor for our flutter kicks. This time, for those that would like it, if you were taking those really little small and long ones, you could lift up in the body and find a little more progression here if you wanted to. Otherwise, that back is going to stay down on the mat for the entirety of the 30 seconds. We go in 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go, team. Final 30 seconds of flutter kicks. Belly button draws all the way in. Keep it nice and flat, no doming into the stomach there. Those legs are nice and strong. Giving a little kick. Beautiful, we've got 10 seconds. Any option that you wanted to pick for this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, hug those knees in. Give yourself a little rock and roll up to standing. And we're going into those deadlifts. Good job, guys. Well done. Feel free to have a breather. Don't worry about holding the dumbbells in your rest. We're gonna draw those shoulders up and back, dropping them down the back. Dumbbells are locked into the sides of the body. Soft bend into the knees. Off we go, team. Big squeeze. Maybe you want to get a few more reps into this last 30 seconds. Lovely, we're heading into the last 10. Doing really well, team. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Final exercise of this block. Our low plank hold. Coming all the way down to your forearms. Either full leg or knees onto the floor to make it just a little easier on those abdominal muscles. 10 seconds and we are in. Let's bring our hands down parallel to each other. Step the knees back. Tuck the tailbone underneath you, squeeze the glutes. And lift if you're lifting. Holding it nice and still. Breathe in through the nose, let the ribs expand out to the sides. Exhale out through the mouth as you hold your plank. In through the nose. Well done, team, keep holding it. 5 more seconds, you can hold to the end. There we go, there's that buzzer. Drop down, push into a child's pose if you would like to. Okay, our block B. We are going to start with some dumbbell dual thrusters. So we'll be holding the dumbbells on top of our shoulders in a front rack position. From side on, we're gonna drop down into a squat. You're gonna squeeze up and you push the dumbbells over the top of your head. Now you can separate that. You can do a little squat, you can come up, and then you can overhead press if that makes a little more sense to you. Otherwise, we try and just keep it nice and smooth. We will then go into another exercise, which I'll show you in the recovery time. For this block, guys, we've got 20 seconds of work and 40 seconds of rest. So you've got double the amount of time to recover. So in this next 20 seconds, let's go nice and strong. Here we go, front rack. We drop down and squeeze up. A big drive from the lower half to push those dumbbells overhead. Now this is where you can start to use those bars if you want to. So no weights on your dumbbells, as it'll make it a little easier. There we go, that's your 20 seconds done. 40 seconds of recovery. Now whilst you're breathing, just have a little look at what I'm about to do. We're gonna go into down ups. So you bring your hands flat to the floor, you shoot your feet back to a plank. You jump back in and you squeeze up to standing. A little bit like a burpee, just less intense. So hands down, jump back, jump in, and lift. We're gonna do that for 20 seconds, team. You've got about 5 seconds of recovery. Big breath in through your nose. Let's go. 20 seconds here. All the way up. Come to a real tall standing position each time. And when you shoot those feet back, try and lower those hips into that plank. Last one, team. There we go. Good, another 40 seconds. So team, we're doing this 2 more times. As you can see, you've got quite a lot of time to recover. So let's think about really working as hard as we can in those 20 seconds to get that heart rate lifting. And then you've got all this time to enjoy that heart rate coming down again. This is a nice little breather for you. Those dumbbells, if you just want to use the bar for your thrusters, then go for it. Lovely, guys. Grab a hold of your dumbbells, getting ready. Front rack them up to the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. 20 seconds here. Now that squat can be as low or as high as necessary for your hips. You don't have to squat the whole way down. That'll make it a little easier for you. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Pop those dumbbells down to the sides. Lovely, team, you're smashing it. Halfway through this block already. Face the lengthways on your mat. Take a little breather as we head into our down ups. Just remember, when you jump out to your plank, let's try and drop those hips. Often we end up in a little half plank position with those hips really high. So try and jump it all the way out. Trust yourself to drop those hips down. Use that abdominal connection to then come all the way back up. We've got 3 seconds. Are you ready? 2 and 1. Off we go into our down ups. And inhale to hold here. Exhale to come all the way up. Lovely, team. 3, 2, and 1. Good job, guys. Whilst I'm thinking about it with those down ups, if you needed to just lessen the intensity a little bit, an option for your last round might be to bring those hands down, step the feet back, step them in, and then drive up. So you can take that option instead if you feel like that's going to suit you a little bit more. Alrighty, final round of this section. Doing well, guys. Get ready with those dumbbells. We bring them up to the shoulders. Feet are about shoulder width apart, and a little rotation through the leg. Let's drop down and push. Big breath out at the top of the movement. Inhale here, exhale. I promise you, it'll help get a bit more power into this exercise. 3, 2, and 1. Good, team. Pop those dumbbells to the side. Lovely. Last 40 seconds of rest before we head into our last little block of your session today. Those down ups. Remember that regression is there if you need to. Step the feet back, step them in. But I'm sure you can find that nice jump out. Shoot those feet back. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze those abdominals. Lovely, guys. 10 seconds to recover here. And then we're heading into our down ups one last time. Here we go. 5, 3, 2, and 1. 20 seconds on that clock to finish your down ups. There we go. That's halfway. Good. A big shootout. 3, 2, and 1. Yes, well done. 1 minute of recovery for you all, team. Our last block is an AMRAP. As many rounds as possible. So that stands for, you've got 4 minutes to do this. It's going to be 3 exercises, and they are going to be a single arm snatch. So a snatch, one dumbbell, you're gonna tap it down to the floor, elbow goes wide as you draw the dumbbell up, and then you bring it all the way up to the ceiling. And it's one swift movement. It's harder, slower. So be confident and get it up there. We then go body weight reverse lunges, these, and then we go down to our plank for some shoulder taps. Now I'll give you regressions as we go, but grab a hold of one of your weights. We are going to do 2 of these to start, and then 4, and then 6. So we're building up the ladder. Let's go team, 4 minutes. We go 1, snatch, 2, snatch. There we go. That's 2. Pop the dumbbell down, 2 reverse lunges. Nice and deep into that position. Head down to the floor. We do 2 shoulder taps, or if you want your knees down, do them on your knees. Once you've done that, jump up, and we're doing 4 of each. All the way up. You switch on the way down with those snatches. That's 4. There we go. Place that dumbbell down. Face the side of the room. 4 reverse lunges. As you can see, guys, we're gonna go up the reps 2 at a time. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. Find your plank or your modified, and then you find 4 shoulder taps here. Jump it in, and come on up. Well done, that is 1 minute complete, team. Good work, well done. Tap that floor for this snatch. Squeeze it up, bring it on the way down, switch arms, and lift. All the way up. Lovely. Well done. A regression for your reverse lunges, if you needed it, would be to place both hands on that front thigh and give yourself a little power off of that leg. Well done. As many rounds as possible. You keep going until the end of that buzzer, and that will be the end of your session for today. That's it, team. We're heading to that 2-minute mark, halfway through. And 8, lovely. Remember, you're going at your own speed, so you don't have to stay with me. Having said that, you can go faster than me. Up to you, pick your speed, and you stick with it. I'm on those 8 reps, and we're heading into that 10. All the way down. Keep your hips nice and still for this one. Just transfer that weight with the minimal hip rock that you can do. That's it, team. Good job. You've got 1 minute 20. Really try to get to the end of whatever it is you're doing. Maybe you can do another lap. See how you feel. There we go. If you're on that 10th rep with me, keep pushing. If you're on your 8s, then keep heading on forward. Good job, guys. Reverse lunges if you're with me. And we head down to those shoulder taps. We are heading to our last 30 seconds. Hopefully you're feeling good. Hopefully it's starting to get a little harder towards the end. You can hold on though, keep pushing. Keep working right to the end of that buzzer. There we go, guys, last 15. Yes, here we go, 10. Finish off strong, all the way until you hear that buzzer. 3, 2, and 1. Well done, team. You absolutely smashed that. That is your full body workout, all complete for today. And I hope I'll see you all soon.